Awesome. We're in Front Row Atlanta today with Mr. Charles from Hobby Heroes Official. First of all, thank you so much for your time and the opportunity to talk to you. You have something really special to share with us today, but thank you so much.
Of course, man. Yeah.
Yeah. We wanted to take a few minutes to highlight Charles. We were walking around and saw one of the most unique pieces or, Pokemon history that we saw as we walked around. So you brought some heat today. Did you want to share for anyone that's watching what we're looking at right now?
Yes. So this is a sealed case of the Lenticular Deoxys blisters. So if you can see right here, it's 10 of these in this case right here. You get the Lenticular Deoxys, and then you get a half deck which has another Deoxys and some other cards in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Awesome. Now, can you explain? Because when I first heard lenticular, I was like, "What is that?"
Yes.
And why is that special in the Pokemon world?
It's because it's the only TCG lenticular small regular size Pokemon card, and it's 3 forms of Deoxys on there.
So depending on how you move the card or angle it, it's 3 different cards in one.
Exactly.
So you get 3 Pokemon cards in one. What does that do to the card's value?
Right now it's going up exponentially.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. And I think all the buzz around the PSA stuff that happened with the card too, I think is causing the card to get a lot of buzz right now. But also it's the only one of its kind.
Yeah.
So I think that's what really sets it apart, because you're not going to find another lenticular card like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for the casual collector, even if you're not a casual collector, many people maybe have never even heard of this card or seen this card.
Right.
Do you mind flashing it a bit and kind of showing it to the side?
Yeah, if you can see it.
Because Deoxys has different attack forms, correct?
Exactly, 3. Yeah, it's 3 here.
Awesome. And was this box just released in Japan? Is there an English version of this?
No, it's Japanese exclusive. That's the only thing I think is yeah.
It looks pretty old. I mean, it's in unbelievable condition, but this is not a new product, correct?
No, very, very old.
Do you happen to know around?
I think it came out in 2004 was the release date.
So over 20 years now.
Yes.
And this box has never been opened?
No, completely sealed.
Would you say that there's not very many of these in the world?
No, I know of 3.
Okay.
So me and 2 other guys.
Okay.
So yeah, there's not that many. Not sealed like this.
Yeah.
You can find the lenticular, there's a lot of copies out there now circulating, but for a sealed case, you're not going to find too many.
And now with this one, talking about it being sealed, people are always thinking about condition, right? This has never been opened, never been played with. We've heard rumors, I don't know if you can address them, Charles, that a PSA 10 sold for upwards of $90,000. Is that a myth or?
No, it's not a myth. I sold a PSA 10 for $93,000.
You were the culprit.
I was.
Wow, $93,000, and there's 10 of these in here.
There's 10 of them in there.
So there's, I know there's the nostalgia, there's the rarity, but taking Pokemon from an investment angle, what would you think about this from the financial piece in terms of upside? What could that look like for someone if they decided to purchase this?
Yeah, I think sealed is a great hold for a lot of folks, but also there is a lot of upside potential. It is one of the hardest cards to grade in a 10, because the PSA 10's a pop 38.
Wow.
And there's been a lot graded.
Right.
So it is a hard 10, but also it's never been opened. The potential, if you get you won't get all 10s.
You usually 2, right?
If you did 2, you're at 180K right there, so
wow.
2 out of 10, you have decent odds, but it's definitely a great investment. I mean, if you can get something this rare, it's a great product to hold, for sure.
Right. These don't go for sale too often, from what we saw in our research, Charles. Do you have an idea of, what are your plans with this, if you don't mind sharing with everyone?
I'm asking $250K for it right now, but if it doesn't sell, I'm going to Goldin Auctions with it, and we're going to see how it plays out there.
Gold, okay. And usually Goldin's really known for high-end things, fine pieces of art. Now Pokemon's getting heavily involved in Goldin.
Very much so.
What does the process look like selling something like this with a company like Goldin? Do they just take it on
Yeah, so I worked with Cam, this guy Cam on it. He's been really helpful. So I would just get this insured, shipped to them. They would go through like an X-ray.
They're gonna X-ray the box?
They're gonna X-ray verify that all the lenticulars are in there. And then it goes up for auction on their TCG Elite auction in April 24th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, like, is there a backstory to this, or like how long would it take someone to acquire a grail like this?
Yeah. I mean, there is definitely a backstory. So I bought, about 2 years ago, I worked with a guy I met on eBay to buy some cards from him. And he showed me this sealed blister, this, and a PSA 10 Deoxys. I offered like, I think 20K at the time, which was like 5,000 or 6,000 over market. He said no.
That's crazy how times change.
He said no. But then about maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, he reached out to me. He's like, hey, do you still want this?
Wow.
I looked at the price. It was 10x more than I offered then. But I was like, I want this. So I offered on it, yeah.
Awesome. Well, cool. Looks like the announcements are coming on. Can you still hear us okay, Zach? Cool. Well, you know, I really appreciate you sharing this with us. I know you have an awesome vintage collection. I just had one last question. What would your advice be to someone who's looking to get into this space, high-end vintage, without getting burned?
It's hard because everyone knows what they have now. So it's like, you want to find someone you're willing to work with. I think relationships are key for getting into high end, for getting into Pokemon in general. The best way to success is going to have to be like working with other people well. Like I try to give great offers to people. I try to sell reasonably, and I think that gets it going a long way when you're doing business like that.
Willing to take a smaller bit of a pie if you know you can grow the pie.
Yeah, exactly.
Not being so transactional.
Yeah, not trying to just like get the top dollar on everything, but trying to keep transactions going. You'll then just be able to accumulate more because you're moving more money. You know, you're not just holding on to stuff, which is great to hold if you're a collector or even an investor. But if you're trying to, I guess, level up, I've just been buying and selling for the last few years, and that's been the best way for me.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we learned a lot. I wish you the best of luck if you don't get it sold now. Hopefully it blows up with Goldin.
Yeah.
Charles, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.